Grand opening, grand closing. Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers, your only friend, these YouTube streets, Puerto77, back with another video. Now, let me show you something. Remember this back in September 2020 before the consoles launch, right? This is just one of many examples of the predictions people kind of played out, you know? A scenario of Series S plus Game Pass for a year equals $400. PS5 with no games, $500. Now imagine a parent trying to decide which to buy their kids for Christmas. This was one of many narratives that completely failed around that time, right? The assumption of how Xbox was going to do and stuff like that. And we all know it's been a miserable failure. But as bad as misery is for Xbox, it just keeps getting worse, right? So now check this out. Right here. If you haven't been paying attention, the holidays has been a disaster for Xbox, and Microsoft's not trying to do anything with it. We haven't even seen a lot of deals. We haven't seen a lot of Black Friday deals. It's almost as if Microsoft doesn't want to do deep cuts just for the holiday season because they're already losing money on this thing, and people are hardly buying it anyway. So why report to shareholders more losses and no true gains over it? But coming from John Welfare, he says, I estimated Amazon sold PlayStation 5 153,000 units, a 25% increase year over year. Nintendo Switch 56,000 units, a negative 61% decrease compared to last year. And Xbox Series platform 32,000 unit sales, a negative 16, right? He also goes on to say is in November, PS5 had much better discounts in the Pro launch. Amazon did not sell the Mario Kart bundles at discounted price items like other retailers, and Xbox didn't even try. Now, to be fair on the Nintendo side, I'll say the Nintendo side. Nintendo Switch is almost at the end of its life in terms of getting ready for the new Switch. Recent reports are saying that Nintendo potentially could officially announce the Switch 2 in January for a March release. Switch has been out for over 7 years. It originally launched in March of 2017. It is now November 2024. That is more than 7 years, right? So it's almost 8 years in March of next year. So a new Switch is coming out. Nintendo has done a phenomenal job this generation selling it. Over 140 million sales, 145, close to 150. Incredible sales. Incredible market share, all out there. Lots of people have it. It's now time for the Switch 2. So for Nintendo to really worry about dominating sales this holiday, no, they're probably putting their focus on the Switch 2 and stuff like that. So that's understandable. Xbox, on the other hand, they're halfway into the console gen. I know there's fanboys talking about 2026. To me, that's fanboy talk. I don't really believe it. I have not seen anything credible that Microsoft is ready to launch a new console in 2026. That is nothing but Xbox fanboy dreams, because all they're trying to do is recreate the 360 magic of when Microsoft cut the OG Xbox gen short, right? Because it launched in 2001, but they cut it in 2005 for the launch of the Xbox 360. So we only really have a 4-year gen, and that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for the Xbox Series console to cut its gen short to start a new one, thinking that will be one of the key strategies in Xbox coming back. But we all know, if you looked at my last video, I reminded the fanboys and the gaming community that Microsoft does not believe they can ever get back that market share. They do not believe that they can compete with PlayStation. They do not believe that there's anything they can do to make people leave the PlayStation ecosystem and come back to Xbox, for those that left Xbox during the Xbox One generation of them leaving. Then on top of that, this gen, you have Xbox gamers that buy a console that left the console space altogether and went to PC, and many of them says they're not going back to console. So now you even have less people to sell to for your console. So now you have less people on the platform that went to PC. Microsoft doesn't even believe they can ever get back any players to leave PlayStation to go to Xbox. Yet they're going to relaunch and start a new gen to accomplish what? To appease the niche group of fanboys that are left? Yeah, that's not going to happen. But anyway, back to this image over here. The numbers it looks like is, again, 153,000 for PlayStation sold on Amazon, for Nintendo Switch 56,000, and 32,000 for the Xbox Series S. Now, this is talked about in this forum here, which this is him as well. He breaks down even more detailed numbers, right? He breaks down by the bundle, the year and how they did in comparative. Like for example, this is Nintendo. In 2024, they sold about 9,000 units in Amazon. Last year, they sold 8,000, right? So you see some of these comparisons and stuff like that, right? Let's look at PlayStation right here. PlayStation Slim, they sold 30K. You got Pro 20K plus 10K pre-orders. Okay, Slim Digital Edition 20K, Slim Digital Edition Fortnite 20K, right? So you have all this, okay? But this is where it's really good because he breaks it down by a chart, right? By year, by month, and stuff like that. So in one column, these numbers are the Amazon numbers, but in this column with Circana, these are the total sales numbers like in the US. So all this is US data and stuff like that, right? Now, if you look at what you call it, Xbox, he says by November they're looking at 56,000 sales over here, right? The actual monthly sales for Nakana hasn't been revealed yet. We'll see that sometime in a couple of weeks. Okay. When you look at the PlayStation November, it's 153 and stuff like that. But the one thing I found interesting was this is good data from Circana about the monthly sales. So what I did was I just started with 2024 and I added up 2024 to October 2024 because these are the Circana numbers, right? So I did it for PS5 and I did it for Xbox, right? Because these are the monthly sales for Xbox. And what I found interesting when I totaled it up, this is going from January 2024 all the way to October 2024, right? So I took this column right here and pretty much starting from here, I just, added all this up for Xbox and PlayStation. And what I got totaled was for PlayStation, 3,345,000 units have been sold from January to October in the United States, while Xbox sold 1.7 million or $1,703,000. So as you can see, it's complete domination all the way up to all the way up to October. Now, if we go back to the chart, let's see how PlayStation normally does during the end of the year in 2023. We'll use 2023 as an example. So in November, December, both months, they sell over a million units in the U.S., right? October 2023, they sold 1,040,000. In December, they sold 1,500,000, right? While Xbox in November of 2023, let's go over here. Here we are. They didn't even sell a million in November. Only 580,000. To put that in perspective, let's go back to PlayStation, right? 580,000, right? That's kind of like what they do. Let's see how they did, right? So in June they sold 430,000. In September they sold 480,000. So like March 2023 they sold 660,000. So PlayStation in March sells better than Xbox in November. That is absolutely wild. That is disastrous. That is like, yo, why are you even here? Like, who are you trying to sell to? It's a really abysmal, right? So they don't even get to I mean, in November, listen, November's like the biggest selling market, one of the biggest selling markets in the months. Like November, December is like the two killers of the month. And PlayStation in March does better than Xbox in November. That's absolutely embarrassing. Like, we really think Microsoft is just going to make consoles just to make consoles when they're getting hammered like this anyway? But they did better in December. I remember this was the crazy discount. This when in December 23 they were literally selling Xbox Series X for $350 in December. $350 packed in with Diablo, and they were selling Xbox Series S's for 150. That's what it takes to sell Xbox into the million in the biggest holiday season. That is absolutely insane. But they're not doing that this year, right? This year's pretty bad, right? In fact, if you look at, let's go back, I'm sorry, but you look back at December 2023, right here, they sold 83,000 consoles. In November 2023, they sold 38,000 consoles and stuff like that, right? But if you look at what they're doing now, right here, for September, only 32,000. That is low. So don't expect a big number in December from Circana. This is going to be pretty bad. The question is, let's see Nintendo. Let's go back up to Nintendo because this is the Nintendo Switch bracket, right? In November, they got 56,000, right? So you can imagine their overall sales is going to be higher. Yo, Xbox can end up in third place. Yo, how you lose to a handheld that's like moving on? This is it. This is like the last year for Switch to be the main thing for Nintendo. Starting next year, Switch 2 is the main thing, and Switch is moving on and stuff like that. This is absolutely embarrassing for Xbox. Who even wants a new Xbox console to come out? Like, who's actually gonna buy it? You have Xbox fanboys that moved on to PC, right? And then like the hardcore console gamers, they already started buying PS5s, and I'm gonna put that in another video. People are jumping ship. You got dudes on the internet saying, "Hey, I've been on Xbox for 16 years," and like, bam, I just bought a PS5 Slim. You know what I'm saying? It's really crazy doing that, right? And this is just insane and stuff like that. Like Microsoft, man, they really moving on. These are terrible metrics for Xbox, terrible sales. This is just not a good thing. I don't understand how anybody could damage control this. Like how is anybody even thinking that Xbox could ever compete or could ever come back? That just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just not simply there. They're trending behind Xbox 360. They're trending behind Xbox One. They're not doing any deep discounts. They're completely getting slaughtered in Xbox number one market. Like, what do people expect any future console to do? And people are thinking that they're going to get a new console in 2026. Like, who's going to buy it? Fans left to PC. They're already moving on to PlayStation and stuff like that. So they could sell like 12,000 units or something. That's not even plausible. But anyway, this is some crazy data here, and I'm gonna bookmark this thread. I'll put the link in the description so you can have access to the thread, because I didn't know. It's been a while, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while. I really enjoyed the PS2, PS3 gen, tracking data and getting into this, because this data was easy available. So this was getting harder to get, right? Because you have to pay for it. But I'm glad now there are people still providing this data. And yeah, so I'm going to bookmark this threads to keep how it's going. But man, Xbox is such in a bad place and stuff like that. You're not getting an Xbox in 2026. There's no new Xbox in 2026, at least not in a traditional sense. You'll probably get some type of cloud box. If y'all remember PlayStation TV, a little stupid adapter, stuff like that. But a whole new Xbox console? What? You expect more console hardware, more powerful than the PS5 Pro? Microsoft's not going to invest giving you that nonsense. They're not going to give you a console that outperforms a PS5 Pro in 2026. They have no interest in doing that. Look at the numbers. It's just absolutely embarrassing, right? But let's talk on a positive note for PlayStation, right? Spider-Man is such a beast. According to this post in LinkedIn down here on the bottom, okay, I'll just highlight it. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter or not, but apparently PlayStation and Spider-Man has grew and generated 3.8 billion. 3.8 billion right over here is on the corner. I know you can't see it, but 3.8 billion. Pretty much this is from the marketing manager, and I'll just read it. He has this on his LinkedIn. I drove market leadership, mentor a large team, and forged strategic partnerships to ensure sustained growth and innovation at SIE. By turning challenges into opportunities, I deliver measurable growth with cutting-edge digital and transmedia strategies, seamlessly connecting ideas, people, and technology to drive results. Managing a portfolio of 5 studios and 7 products totaling revenue of $6.6 billion. I oversaw $20 to $60 million budgets and executed integrated go-to-market strategies. Notably, I led the marketing efforts for Marvel Spider-Man, achieving a 971% sales surge in its first year, selling over 20 million units globally and generating $3.8 billion in revenue. Now, I think this is just like the first game. I don't know if he's talking about the entire franchise, or is he talking about the first game? He said in his first year. I'm thinking it's the whole entire franchise, right? Spider-Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2. But 3.8 billion is insane. I work with teams of 50 plus marketing professionals in a large global matrix organization, fostering cross-functional alignment and promoting 7 team members. At the same time, strategic partnerships and transmedia strategies increase brand awareness by 18%. $3.8 billion. And these guys are worrying about a $300 million production budget? Sony's in trouble because Spider-Man cost $300 million to market and make? When this thing is bringing in $3.8 billion? Are you out your mind? Shut your mouth. I told you guys already. Why are people listening to Xbox podcasters about PlayStation? They only have one purpose, and I said this years ago, to make Xbox look good, even though it's a disaster. We ain't buying Xboxes. Even that guys who bought an Xbox left Xbox for PC. This shit is dog shit, yet you guys want to talk about PlayStation, and PlayStation's just straight crushing it. $3.8 billion. Shut your mouth. Hell, the game could have a $500 million budget. All right? Let it be the best. We're not going to downgrade or accept downgraded stuff to appease these fanboys on PC. Oh, Sony's in trouble. 300 million budget's unsustainable. Shut your mouth. Listen, if you're not done listening to Xbox and PC fanboys about PlayStation, then that's your fault. At this point, you're doing it to yourselves. Okay? $3.8 billion. You goddamn right Sony's going to break the bank to make these games. Right? A $300 million budget for a game like Spider-Man is nothing when it's bringing in $3.8 billion. Are you out of your mind? Listen, if you guys want to listen to PC and Xbox fanboys, that's on you. You go through the stress. You know, these guys lost the plot a long time ago. They really don't know what's going on because their intended purpose is only to hype Xbox. They don't really care about reality, data, facts. None of that matters. So, Spider-Man, $3.8 billion? And we out here crying and worrying about $300 million budgets? Please, enough of the bullshit. Listen, you want to listen to these Xbox fanboys, or you an Xbox fanboy yourself, a PC fanboy, live the life you want to live. I don't care. You guys don't know what the fuck you talking about anyway. Most of y'all are idiots who don't even make proper points anyway, okay? None of y'all warned us about third party. We did. You know what I'm saying? Nobody did that shit. All right? Y'all guys are just lost in the songs. But anyway, this is your only friend in these YouTube streets, Puerto77 right here. You know, letting you know Xbox sales are flopping drastically. It is embarrassing. And Spider-Man out here producing $3.8 billion. That is absolutely insane. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, hit up the comment section. You know, we're kicking off December, right? Stay tuned for the podcast this Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're almost finishing off the year, and I'm closing in on that 10K, baby. We closing in on that 10K. Be part of the movement. Join the family. Stick around, because we're going to kick off 2025 right, you know? But let's see if we can make that 10K by the end of the year. But anyway, you guys take care. Truly appreciate y'all. See you soon, and I will see you soon. Peace. Grand opening, grand closing.